Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video of Card Tricks 101. So today in this video, I'm actually going to be talking to you about how to really construct a magic trick, like a card trick. Or really, you can use this technique for like any magic trick. So a card trick comes in 3 different sections. It starts out like any movie or book or anything. It's just that same construction. There's the beginning, the middle, and the end. And it always is the most intense, and it takes the most focus in the middle. And that's exactly how it is with the magic trick or a card trick. So the beginning is just when you do an introduction of the trick and start it out. And the middle is really where you do all like the sleight of hand, and you just are trying to find the card, and then the ending is obviously the ending of the trick when you blow their mind and do some awesome thing that makes them super impressed. So that's the basic construction of a trick. And then now you need to know what to put inside of that construction. So the most important part of the magic trick, in my opinion, is keeping the audience's attention. If you don't have their attention, then it's not even fun. Like, the whole point of doing magic is to entertain an audience, and if you're not entertaining them and you're not keeping their attention, then there's no point in doing the magic trick. Now, the best thing is that if you keep their attention, then you will always succeed to entertain them. Because you do something and then you blow their mind at the end, and then that entertains them. Even if they hate magic, if you successfully surprise them and trick them, then there's their entertainment. They all of a sudden are just like, whoa, how did you do that? Like, what? And so that is like the very basic part of magic tricks, and the very most important part is to keep their attention. And surprisingly, you would think that you don't keep their attention, because then they can pay attention to your sleight of hands or like the tricks that you do. But that is actually very wrong, because there are a few simple techniques that I have that I will teach you that can actually distract the audience for you to do a sleight of hand. So, number 1, if you have one hand available, so you're only doing the sleight of hand with one hand, then you can show them something, or like hold out your hand and like show them a card, or ask them to do something, so then they like hold out their hands and then they're distracted for a second, and that gives you just enough time. As you're showing them this, you get a pinky break or whatever you're trying to do. So that's technique number 1. Number 2 is that like I said just a little bit ago, you make them do something for you. So a lot of the times I'll ask the audience I'll give them part of the deck and I'll ask them to shuffle it. So then they're shuffling it and they don't realize that I'm actually doing something with this part of the deck, because they're so focused on shuffling it, and they're like, okay, well, they're obviously gonna do something with this. Then I make them choose some card that doesn't really matter from this part, and then they're like, okay, well, that's cool. And then they don't realize, they don't even think that this deck is set up. Or I ask them to hold out their hand and I cut the deck on top of it right as I'm doing a sleight of hand, and so then I get their card on top or whatever, and it's just they don't even realize it, because they're so focused on doing something that you're able to trick their mind, and their mind doesn't even process that you're actually doing something, because they're so focused on what they're doing. And then if you need both hands for the sleight of hand, the best technique, the very best for this thing, for this trick, is to just make eye contact with them. What? Eye contact? Yes, that's right, eye contact. Because when you look into their eyes and they look back, that gives you just enough time to do whatever you want. And once you practice it enough, you'll be able to do it like that, and it'll be so easy to just distract them. So you just look at them in the eyes, and then you can ask them a question and they'll look up at your eyes, and it's a complete distraction, and they don't even realize it, because they're just thinking that you're just doing eye contact and you're making eye contact and just being friendly. but you're actually just distracting them. That's one of my favorite techniques, is eye contact. So just remember, eye contact is key with tricks when you're trying to distract. So now that you know that you need to keep the audience's attention, how do you do that? Well, the best way to keep the audience's attention is to tell a story. Tell a story with the cards. Tell a story with the trick. Now, like I said before, the trick is set up in like the beginning, the middle, and the end. And you need to tell a story within that. So you start out with the beginning of the story, which is just for them picking up a card or doing something with the card, having a card. And then the middle of the story, that's always like the climax of the story. So like I said, you need to keep their focus during that time and keep them having anticipation to wait for that card and something to happen. And so you focus, that's that. And then you have the end, which is where you reveal the card and then it blows their mind. But the thing is that if you look at every single card trick ever, they always tell a story. Always. And it always keeps people's attention because they're so focused and they're listening to the story that they just get drawn into it. Even if they don't like magic, they get drawn into it because the magician is telling a story. And it doesn't have to be some advanced, like, well, this happens and then this happens and you're doing some stuff and this. No. A very simple magic trick is just enough to be telling a story. So just tell a story and there you go. You have the audience's attention. Now, obviously, to make magic tricks, you need to know sleight of hand and how to do like simple things. That's what I'm teaching on this channel. So I'm going to be posting more videos about how to do basic sleight of hand and basic magic tricks that you can actually use to put into your magic tricks. And trust me when I tell you, you can use other magic tricks to make your magic trick. Like, my best technique when I was starting out was just, I took parts from other magic tricks and just took sections, put it together, and made a trick. You don't need to make up your original, like, big, massive thing because you're just taking ideas from other magicians. It doesn't hurt to take ideas, you just need to make it unique. So that's all for today on how to really set up a magic trick. You have the beginning, the middle, the end. You need to keep their attention. And I gave you some ways to keep their attention. And feel free to watch this video over again, take notes. And a good thing is you just need to practice. You just need to do the trick and you just need to sit down and be like, okay, this and this and this, and you can do it in front of yourself in the mirror and really just practice it. And you can even show people it and say, look, this is a new trick that I just made up. I don't think it's gonna be good, but here it is. And just lay it on them and see how they react. There's no point and it doesn't hurt to practice. So keep practicing and just work on your trick. I'm gonna be teaching more sleight of hand in my next videos, so just stay tuned, subscribe, press the notification bell to get notified when I post new videos. And that's all. I will see you guys next time. Bye.